Hey friends, welcome back to Maddie's house. I love filming makeup tutorials here. The light is perfect. I don't need any extra, and yeah, easy peasy. I wanted to recreate this look from one of my product reviews I did last week. One of you had mentioned that you really love my makeup reviews, and even though they don't get a ton of traffic on YouTube yet, I decided to give a break with them and do more product reviews so I could build my audience, but I'll sprinkle some makeup tutorials in there too. Wow, might as well. So I tried to remember what I did that day. It's a very warm, orangey, smoky eye. Typically, I love to do smoky eyes every day, not necessarily with defining deep dark shades like dark brown and black, but I like to use color. So this is an example of just that, using reds, oranges, burgundies, browns to create this look. And if you want to see how I got it, then please keep on watching. Let's go in first with the face. Using Milk Makeup's Blur Stick. I don't know if it actually works. I like the concept of it. It's very travel friendly and I think it definitely blurs out my pores. I don't know how it stands on makeup longevity. I keep forgetting to check at the end of the day. But we'll see how it lasts today. Now remember to check later. For foundation, Bobbi Brown's Skin Foundation in Cool Honey. I believe that is 5.25. I saw this on Makeup Shayla's channel and it really looked beautiful on her, so I thought I'd give it a shot. And I really love this formula. I don't know why I never tried Bobbi Brown foundation. I think this is like a very popular one. I start with the pump and I dab across my face. I think I need a little more. It's a watery consistency. It goes on so light and it matches exactly to my skin tone. It's buildable coverage as well, and you can apply as much as you need and it won't appear cakey, which is really great. And we are buffing that in with our beauty blender. For concealer, we're using NARS's new concealer, the Soft Matte. This is in the color Biscuit. I like to apply this to the inner corner of my eyes. It's very peachy in tone and it'll cancel out any darkness there. I usually do this first, but I forgot. I sometimes use a buffing brush, but not today. And now for the heavy duty concealer. Tarte's Shape Tape in medium. I legit bought 2 more tubes of this. I have one unopened in my box in my makeup collection just so when I run out, I am ready. Because I use this stuff so much. It is super high coverage and the formula is long lasting, amazing. Just everyone uses this and for good reason. It's really incredible. You might find that it is super intense and maybe too intense for your under eye area if it tends to get super dry. I like what Desi Perkins does. She'll put a lighter concealer right under the eye area and then use this just for the highlighting purposes, which I like to do as well because it can get a little too intense right under the eye with this formula. It's very thick, you know? And we'll buff that out with our beauty blender. Right up against the nose in order to create that contour effect without having to actually use a contour color. If you're not into nose contouring, I find that helps in eliminating a product altogether if you don't want to choose to do that step. I'm getting hot, oh my god. Full coverage, and it is, I feel like it is waterproof. I tried wiping this off my hand when I use it for brow shaping or what have you, and it's like it stays there. I'm like, okay, you're not coming off. Photo shoots, long events, this concealer will hold you down. And now I'm looking a little too highlighted, and that's when we go in with the contour cream. Cover FX's foundation stick, the little one in N90, and unfortunately it broke. You are so new still. Shame on you. Take it high on the cheekbone area and then across my forehead, under the jawline. And I think that's it for now. Using a Morphe Y9 brush, I carefully just start to buff that in. I really love this formula because it is a foundation, so it applies and blends seamlessly into the skin, like really nice. And it's tiny. I mean, it was $18 and it's a lot for that small serving of foundation, but I don't use a ton. I'm very light with it, kind of, I guess. And it'll carry you far, I feel. Especially if you don't use cream contour every day, you'll be fine. I just take my beauty blender and further clean up the edges of that contour. I use the butt of it to further blur out anything that the brush left behind. Now to set the face with Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder. An amazing powder if you have dry skin. It's talc free, so especially for the under eye area, if you tend to get very dry there, this powder will set it right without looking cakey and over powdery. Up against the nose first, and then I take it under the eye. I want the majority of the powder to go on to the sides of my nose. I get very oily there, like super oily. So I like to keep that on there so it bakes and helps to keep the makeup there set for a longer period of time. Gotta get these smile lines just under the contour shade, why not? I'm gonna wipe it off right away. I want to just give that area of my face a little more light and contrast. And now my current favorite setting powder is the Bobbi Brown loose setting powder in golden orange. I again saw this on Makeup Shayla. She used it, she loved it, and I was like, I'd give it a shot. You guys, my makeup looks like it was freshly applied after an 8-hour day. Not even kidding. It sets the foundation so beautifully without looking cakey or powdery. My skin looks like skin, and it will not budge. It will not budge. It's light. The color is perfect for my skin tone. And yeah, I haven't met a setting powder yet that I love as much as this one. She's a keeper. And this is a Morphe E52. I'll be right back. I'm going to do my eyebrows off camera. And we're back post brow application. Applied with Benefits Ka-Brow and Precisely My Brow Pencil color in 6 and the gel in 6 as well. I also carved out the brows with the NARS Soft Matte in Biscuit. For the eyes, priming with Urban Decay's Primer Potion in Eden. Buffing that out with a Morphe E45. I like to take it a little out from the lid area, so any shadow that goes on that part of my face will still look pigmented and will stay on all day. I'll set that eye base with just some loose powder, so any shadows that go on after will apply smoothly and beautifully. Using Violet Voss's Pro palette to create this look, the Holy Grail one. I think I'm going to stick just to this palette, so I'm going to make it happen. And first with a transition color, where's my brush? First with the shade Transition, using a Morphe Y17, I start to build the crease color. I tilt my head up and I look down so I can see the hollows of my eye area. And I go in ham with transition colors. This is where I layer a lot of shadow, because I also think it helps with blending the darker shades. Very light strokes and then small circular ones as well. I'm gonna bring you guys in a little closer. With the same brush and now with the color Hashtag, I'm gonna deepen the crease area a little more just to add some color there. Keeping it mainly on the outer portion of my eye, and also will bring it to the inner as well. I always do that. I say also as well in the same sentence. Like, yes, we know also, and also as well, as well, as well, as well. I typically like to apply shadow to the inner portion of my eye. I feel that it helps produce that really nice smoky effect. If you're not a fan of that, I totally get it, but I find that this is the most flattering shadow style for my eye shape and how I will like my eyes to look. Now with the more tapered brush, this is a Morphe Y19 and with the shade, whoa, can't read that backwards, Wine and Dine. Now focusing more on the outer corner of my eye. And because it is more tapered, it helps to keep the shadow lower and not blow it up too far high towards the brow. So I'm keeping it mainly here, and then again, as we did with the orange shade, I'm also going to apply to the inner corner. Then with a blending brush, this is the Y16, yes. And I'm carefully going to go over the edges to blur out any harsh lines. Now with the Y18 brush in the color Teddy Bear, this is now going right at the outer corner, or on the outer corner rather, and I'm using a more flat, a pinched brush so it stays on this area of my lid and doesn't go too far up. I already brought the red too far up on this eye. It happens. I'm trying to be really careful here in keeping this dark brown shade low on the lid. And then once I've gotten enough shadow on there, I start to take small circular motions with the brush, very, very lightly. You don't want to disrupt the placement of the shadow. You just want to soften the edges of it once you've applied it. And using light pressure will help you achieve just that. And with the bigger blending brush with transition, I'm going to further blow out the top edge of this eye look because I feel like I want it a little more blended. So we're going to take care of that. I think this is good. I mean, I'm not having the best eyeshadow day, but from afar, it looks fine. To get into these shimmery shades, which I think will help the look out a ton, I'm gonna combine Cranberry Splash and On Fleek on a small dome flat top brush. I don't know the name of it. I don't know. I bought this brush at a beauty store and I think the label rubbed off. It's a mystery brush. Using a little bit of Makeup Forever's Mist and Fix just to intensify the application of the shadow. And then close to the Teddy Bear shade, I carefully just start pressing that in. You know, I think I want to put on Teddy Bear onto the inner corner as well. I'm like thinking about it. I think I'm gonna make an executive decision and do that. But first, we will deal with the other lid. And with the same brush I used to apply the Teddy Bear shade on the outer corner, I'm using it to apply on the inner. So I think I'm going halo eye-ish on this one. Kind of, maybe. Going back with On Fleek to bring back any shimmer I lost in applying Teddy Bear to my inner corners. And I want a little more that toffee with my finger. And I lightly press that to the center of my lid. Oh, there it is. I think that helped it. Before we go into the lower lash line, I am going to dust off the bake. And now first with the Teddy Bear shade, and this time I'm using a pencil brush, the Morphe E36, to the outer corner, and then I'm going to connect this to the top. And see how that kind of creates a V-like shape? So I like to go in with the defining shade first and then further blow out the shape with the lighter colors. And I could put eyeliner on. I'm just so not an eyeliner person. I guess I'm more eyeliner person when it comes to liquid liner. I love a wing. But when it comes to my lower lash line, I just use a ton of shadow and to help define that part of the eye. But that's just me, so you can do whatever you like. You could apply a dark brown pencil to your waterline and then further blow it out with the defining shade of your choice, and that definitely will smoke it out. But this is for me like a day look. I know this is a lot of eyeshadow for the day, but if this is my typical smoky eye halo choice I would make for the day. And to keep it relatively low in drama, I just skip the eyeliner altogether and just work with shadows. And now with the Y18, and let me see, hashtag, the orange shade, that's when I really start to blow this sucker out. I connect the points. And I'm actually going to take a little bit of Wine and Dine to the outer portion of this look. Just a little bit to make it cohesive. Whoa, this is very orangey. But this is how I like to wear my eyeshadow. I like to go a little crazy with the smokiness, the smoky factor. And just with the brush I use to dust the bake off with, I'm just further cleaning up the outer edge of my shadow. I wish that was a little more blended. I think it's because how I applied my eye base, it wasn't very smooth, and that's why it looks patchy in that area. Or maybe I just suck in applying eyeshadow. That could also be a reason. Curling lashes first before we go in with our falsies, and using Lilly Lashes in the style NYC. Once we have these on, I apply Better Than Sex mascara to my lower lashes. For the rest of the face, I take my Chanel Le Beige bronzer with a Zoeva 101. And I just take it right over the contour shade to give it some more life. For blush, NARS's Liberation with a Morphe E4. High on the cheekbones and leftovers to the apples. For highlight, Jouer's Citrine highlighting powder with a Morphe Y14. Oh, this is such a beautiful highlighting powder. Like, I can't get over it. It's just amazing. The glow is outstanding, and it's such a creamy formula. Melts right into your skin. Phenomenal. Cupid bow. And for lips, I believe I'm going to use, I'm going to go with my all reliable Huda Beauty Liquid Matte in the color Venus. And before I forget, I will go in with Gimme Brow from Benefit just to lay down any rubble hairs that want to get crazy. Oh, and I forgot the inner corner highlight. How dare I? Using the same Citrine shade, just with my pinky. And now we set to finish. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And any other makeup look suggestions you want to see on here, let me know down below. And I'll see you on here soon.